He carried them in glass vials, each one sealed with wax the color of old honey. The memories of the dying, the last things they wanted to keep. He had been selling them for 11 years, and in all that time he had never once kept one for himself. He understood the rules of his own trade. To sell is to remain separate. To hold is to be lost. He understood the rules, right up until the moment he broke them. His name was Kale, and his cart was known in a dozen provinces. He arrived at bedsides when the healers had already left. He sat with the dying, unhurried, quiet, and he asked them one question: "What would you like to outlast you?" They would tell him a morning from 40 years ago, a summer afternoon, the feeling of a hand in theirs, the smell of bread in a house that no longer stood. He had a gift for extraction. He could draw a memory from a mind like a thread from silk, clean and whole, and seal it in glass before it frayed. The person lost nothing. They simply had it, and then they didn't. And they never seemed to mind. The dying, he had found, were generally ready to let things go. He sold to the grieving, to the lonely, to people who had lived narrow lives and wanted to know what expansiveness felt like, even borrowed. He charged fairly. He asked no questions of buyers. What they did with the memories was not his concern. In 11 years, he had never looked inside one himself. It came from a woman in a mountain village 3 days' ride from anywhere. She was very old and very precise about what she wanted kept. She described it to him in careful detail. A single afternoon, late spring, the kind of light that makes everything look briefly possible. She told him, "There is someone in it, someone I loved. I want the feeling of being loved like that to go on existing somewhere, even after I can't hold it." He sealed the vial. He wrapped it in cloth, and he placed it in his case with all the others. But on the road the next morning, the case jolted on a rut, and the old woman's vial rolled against his hand when he reached in to check the others. Just contact. Just glass against skin. And it opened. He saw it for less than a second, a flood of afternoon, the warmth of it, the particular quality of being seen fully by someone who loved you without condition. He understood in that instant why she had wanted it preserved. He also understood, with a chill that moved through him slower than the warmth it had, that he had never experienced anything like it himself. He sealed it away. He told himself it was over. But the memory had already found a foothold. It returned to him that night, and the night after. Not as an intrusion, as a question. As a shape in the dark that asked him, quietly and without accusation, "Is this not worth keeping?" He had spent 11 years teaching others that what was lost could be held in glass. He had told himself he was in the business of preservation, of comfort, of legacy. Sitting in the firelight on the third night, the vial in his hand, he understood the truth of his trade for the first time. He had been selling other people's warmth to strangers, and he had never once stopped to wonder why his own hands were so cold. Which memory would you pay to feel? Someone else's or your own? Leave it in the comments.